Taking no shit and giving no F's. The most exciting radio show on the planet. Dominick Izzo.
All right, gang, we're back. The Rants of Izzo here on Mojo50.com. Make sure you go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com. That is the official coffee of Mojo50. AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Go get yourself a bag of Izzo's Rage Brew, and you'll be just as angry at the world as I am, and that's how that goes. I'm excited about this, and I'm very, very, very appreciative of him giving us his time. David Rodriguez, boxer, one of the top-ranked heavyweights in the world when he boxed, knocking people out left and right. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure. I mean, I'm still spinning from all this attention I'm getting on the internet. It's kind of crazy.
Well, here's what you did, and we played this a little bit earlier. You just spoke your mind on video today. You put it out there. You left it out there, and you're getting massive attention from people in regard to an extremely important issue that not a lot of us know about it. I guess without giving away any information you're not comfortable with, did you know about this Pizzagate and everything else for a while? Because I just found out recently.
I heard, I was in I've been boxing, all over the world, and I would stop in LA and train there, and I would train in Vegas, and I'd be around certain celebrities, but and I'm saying this honestly, I don't know of any that do it myself personally. So let me just take them out real quick. Like that, I'm not saying anybody I know is guilty, but I do know that there was whispers and people talking about it, and I always knew of it. I mean, if you're in those circles, you kind of hear about it, and I've heard about it for years, but you don't think, it didn't really come to my attention. I didn't really think twice about it. I just thought, oh, that's pretty nasty. That's disgusting. I heard the rumors went on, but it didn't, not until Pizzagate hit I was like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I mean?
How did it affect you?
It all started coming together.
How did that affect you? I mean, number one, did you believe it to begin with? And then how did it hit you?
Yeah. I mean, I believed it from the get-go, but I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know anything about the Podesta stuff or the Hillary stuff. Like I was never I was never too savvy on those subjects, but you hear around Hollywood circles that stuff happens, the casting couch, and you hear there's like really big perverts in the scene, and there's children involved, but like I said, I don't know names. So, people that, I'd like to just say, like, with what I did outside on my back porch, having a cup of coffee, relaxing, I just spoke what was on everyone's minds.
All right, well,
I just stated the obvious.
Why? What was the point of doing it? You have this great career. You have so much left to give a community. You could, my God, people would follow you who want to be aspiring boxers, are going to be coming to you for, training. Why would you risk everything you have coming to you to wind up doing something as important as this?
Well, there's nothing more important, first off. Second, I mean, what am I really risking? I mean, if it's not like I'm out there making movies or anything. You know what I mean? I mean, I can always train people. I'm a pretty simple guy. My career's over. I'm not boxing anymore. I'm not in the heavyweight ranks anymore. So I'm just a guy that just felt like I had something on my mind, and I was compelled to speak my mind, and that's it. And I do know some good people in good places that, have told me that, yeah, that there is a fight going on. We are at a war right now. We are in a war right now. And I'd like to say I'm on the good side. Like, if people want details or names, I can't do that. I would never throw anybody under the bus that I know. And I'm not privy to do that. I think the people that are handling the situation will do that on their own, and they'll take out who they need to take out. But I don't have names, and I don't have people that I could throw under the bus. And also my sources, I would never tell you who they are because they're very close friends of mine.
Your faith, I spoke a little bit before about this. Your faith played a big part in this. Has this tested your faith at all, or has this strengthened it? What has this done for you?
Man, I'll tell you the truth. My faith has been tested all my life. I mean, but it really got tested when I got knifed, when I got stabbed in the throat, and my life was almost taken from me. When I overdosed on drugs. I've almost died twice, so I'm not one to be scared to death. I've been on the table twice. I've flatlined. I've almost gone away. So really, what is there to really fear? You know what I mean? I've been in the ring with the toughest and baddest guys. I just feel like now that's all behind me. I'm trying to move in a good direction, and I love God, and I just feel like I want to do right by the world. And if people can use that for whatever it's worth to make any kind of impact in their lives, or use me as an inspiration to move forward and have bravery, then do it. I think right now we're living in very important times, historic times. You know, we're living in a very monumental shift in human consciousness. Like what's happening right now is going to be the precedents for everything that moves forward in the future. Like we're never going to return back to the same economy. Life is going to be different for all of us. We have to accept that. And there's a lot of bad that's happening, and there is a lot of good that's happening. Both. You know what I mean? Both things are happening right now. And it's an unbelievable time to be alive, man. I'm just happy to be here during this time.
Yeah, being a fighter, you're in a sport where you don't have a team with you. You don't have a whole defensive line protecting you. You're in the ring. The lights are shining in. A lot of people who's never stepped in the ring don't understand that when you're in the ring, you can't see the crowd because those lights are so damn bright. Was there a part of you missing? Because I'm a 45-year-old man. You're in your mid 40s. You that competitive side of you. Is this a next step fight for you? Meaning, do you think that your competitive drive to win, to dominate, to knock people out, do you think that a part of this aligned with you sitting there feeling a compulsion or a calling where a God had said, hey, listen, you're a fighter, you need to get in this? Did that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, I mean, I'll always be a fighter. That's in my DNA. I can never just, it's sad that I'm away from the ring. Like when I do commentating now, it's still a little bit of adrenaline rush, but really when I'm outside the ring, I have this longing and this empty feeling in my chest. Like, gosh, I wish I could be back in there again. But yeah, I'm a fighter. I'm always going to speak my mind. That's obvious. You know what I mean? But to be quite honest with you, the thing I'm fighting right now is my own sobriety. Like, I'm 120, I'm coming up on 120 days sober.
Congratulations.
It's been hard. If everyone that knew me back in my fighting days, man, I was a wild dude, man. I was, partying all the time. I would go into training camp and train, go fight, and come out and get drunk and get hammered. I was juggling two extremes all the time. And now I'm finding this weird kind of like balance in my life, especially during this quarantine. I've been sober for a long time, about 120 days. That's a huge accomplishment for me. And, I'm just trying to make a different change, and I want to make better, clearer choices in my life. And, me stating what I stated and it going viral all over the internet was me just being a good person, and that's it. I'm just trying to be a better person. And we talked about this earlier, Dominic, you and I both, I mean, and I can only speak for myself. I don't know what you've done in your past, but I was a screw up, man. I mean, I was a head case. I was a messed up guy. I would getting in fights. I've gotten DUIs. I've had a lot of hiccups and battles with depression, anxiety, to make me go sober and want to be and live a life of sobriety and start making clearer, better decisions for my life. So we all have a past, you know what I mean? So I'm not sitting here saying that I'm this angel, this saint, that I'm doing this great deed. I'm not. I'm far from it. I'm a complete screw up. I'm just trying to make a better image for myself.
See, I don't think it's your responsibility to say you're doing a great deed. I think it's our responsibility to absolutely validate you're doing a great deed, because that means you're real. Everything that you've said you've done, you're real. You have lived life, and you have accepted responsibility and ownership. So to me, what made it so exciting to see you do this today was like, holy crap, somewhere out there's not one, there are an uncountable number of men and women out there. We're going to see you and said, oh my God, I know that he's done this. I know that he's done this. And he's stepping up to the plate and doing this. And the issue, I know that fighters, you have to have a level of ego and arrogance to fight in the first place, but you also have to have a massive level of humility, because when somebody does knock you out, that's a very humbling experience.
Yep. Oh, it's the worst.
Well, but for you to sit there and see, this is not like climbing back in the ring for you after a defeat. To me, this is you leveling up to take on a massive fight. And I know Now, I don't know you well enough, even remotely at all, to say that somebody like you wants this responsibility, but it's going to be shoved on you anyways. You're now in a leadership position to a degree to have other people look at you for a way, for a path. And just to have the strength for you to go out and do what you did, you may not see it as that much. It was monumental. It was monumental.
Yeah, I don't see it as that. I just see it as like I just spoke my mind. I mean, I don't understand why other people can't do that. I mean, I don't get it.
People are afraid to do it. And you opened up doors for other people to saying, I want to be like this guy. And they're going to be so inspired by that. That's what it takes.
Okay. So I have someone who inspired me that I think is really brave. And that's Corey Haim, who's coming out talking on all the pedophilia going on in Hollywood. That guy's,
Feldman.
That guy's really putting it on the line.
Yeah. Corey Feldman is talking about Corey Haim.
Feldman?
Well, Haim died. They were friends. And
Corey Feldman. That's what I meant.
There's comparisons and there's not comparisons. Obviously, thank God, you didn't go through what he went through, but that's the brilliant side of it. So Feldman is using what he's using as a catharsis to heal and to expose and to get justice for what happened to Corey Haim. You could have very easily sat on the sidelines. Yeah, I knew about it. Whatever. Think about all the people who know about this and are not saying anything. That is why I'm so impressed. You have nothing to gain from this. You're not leveraging this to wind up launching yourself into the next spotlight, which is not what Haim or Feldman is doing. But it's like how does David capitalize off of this? He doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not going to capitalize on this, and I'm not. And I'll be honest, I'm not reaching for straws or anything or trying to do anything like that. I'm not even looking to take this any further. I've said what I've said. I've said my piece, and I'm done with it. I really, if people want to keep bringing it up, that's fine. I'll talk about it. But honestly, I feel like there's good men doing good jobs out there that are fighting this battle. And I've said my little piece, my 2 cents, and that, I really don't have much more to say than what I've said. Does that make sense?
Like, it absolutely does.
I've just kind of like threw my hat in the ring a little bit and threw a couple punches and I'm out. Like, I don't know what else.
No, you knocked it out. Do you think that you'll be, now that people see that you're expressive in your faith, do you think that, you talked about the fact that we're coming up on a new level of consciousness, spiritual consciousness, faith-based. Do you think that you'll be a little bit more explorative or sharing about your faith as time goes on?
Yeah, I'm a very spiritual person and I'm becoming more and more spiritual. Like, I believe paradigms are shattering, man. It's just, we are living in the most crazy times. And I think every person listening to this program, every person on this planet is kind of like, what the hell is going on right now? Like, am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, what is going on? I think we all feel that way. And it's like, and I mean, I know I do. I mean, I have more questions than I have answers. That's for damn sure. And I think everyone does. And I think we're all in the same boat together. We're all in this together, whether we're liberals or we're conservatives, we're all in this together. Like, we don't know what the hell's going on, but I really feel vibrationally, we're going to make the right choice. We're going to go in the right direction.
Faith-based wise, I'm Italian, you're Hispanic. And we know that, we know both of our cultures breed us with faith from the day that we're born.
Right.
How did you as a man, a champion, how did your faith solidify now? Was there a specific moment at any time during this where you sat there and said, all right, listen, I have to use my platform now to give God glory for this? Was there any point where that is happening, or was it always been that way in your life?
Ever since I was a child, my mom, I was an altar boy in the Catholic Church. So I was always raised being an altar boy. I was in the Catholic Church. I went to Catholic school. I've always been close to God, Jesus. And I feel like that is my first priority, is to love God. And I am a follower of Jesus Christ. I just feel like now, as time went on, I just felt like as through my whole boxing career, right, I would pray every night before my fight, like, Lord, protect me. Don't let me get hurt. Don't let my opponent get hurt. Let us both come out of the fight healthy. But I always felt it in the back of my mind and in my chest, like, man, there's something bigger for me coming, and it's not boxing. It's just not boxing. And I always felt that. So whether this springboards it to something else, or whether I just have a very frugal and simple life, I'm fine with both. I'm okay with that. I've had an exciting life in boxing. I'm not here to hit the bee's nest, to be honest. I guess I did already, but I'm not trying to like go back and whack it some more. You know what I mean? I just want to have a good life and be at peace. And if people can wake up from what I said, then so be it. That's great. Then I did my part as a human being on this planet, and I'm okay with that.
For me personally, just for me, you have no idea how it was like a shot of just adrenaline right in my system today, where I see this alpha male who's a fighter, who knows exactly what it's like to be humbled by taking a punch and giving out beatings and being humbled by what he can do to other human beings, saying that he puts Christ first. You have no idea what that did to me. I'm like, this is what we need more of. So whatever.
Oh, and here's the thing though. People are like, oh, this guy thinks he's so good or he's entitled. No. I'm probably one of the worst sinners that ever walked. You know what I mean? I'm not any better than anybody else.
That's the beauty
of it. That's the beauty of it, is that I accept Christ, and I'm just not a guy that's, everyone knows I used to be the drunkest guy at the bar. Every time stumbling out of there. So I'm nobody to be a role model in that sense, but I just, the grace of God, I'm just trying to make the right choices and do better. And yeah, you'll never detour my faith. Nobody will.
I think that's what again, I don't think you realize what you did today. People may be gravitated towards you because the Q movement is sharing your stuff where you're talking about Hollywood pedophile rings. And then somewhere out there today, somebody's going to see your content and they're going to be, oh my gosh, this guy's talking about these child pedophile rings. And then they're going to hear you talking about your faith, and then it's going to hit them in a way, and you're going to spark that faith in them, and they're going to do it. So what you did today, you didn't throw a pebble in the pond. You lift an effing boulder, and you threw it in there, and you caused a massive tidal wave. So I can't thank you enough for having the balls to put your faith out there. You did something bigger than you even realized that you did.
Well, can I say something else?
Of
also,
course.
is that I'm going to do this. I'm going to plug my book because I do.
Please,
have a book
yes, please.
Okay. It's called When the Lights Go Out on Amazon. And I wrote that book on my iPhone after I got knocked out. Right. So when I got knocked out, after I got stabbed in the throat, I almost died. I got 369 stitches. Then I go right back into the ring. I was 36-0. I go right back in the ring. I get knocked out. Right. So it was the worst time of my life. And all I knew to do was therapeutically or cathartically was to write. And I wrote this whole book on my iPhone. And I wrote it in a month's time. Just my thumb literally had tendonitis and it was like swollen from like the texting that I did on this phone. I wrote 300 pages of this book, and it's all about being bullied, turning into the bully, having anxiety, having major depression, suicidal thoughts, and wanting to end your life, and then finding a reason to live again. And that's what the book's about. And listen, if I can find a reason to live again, anybody can. I was in the worst shape than anybody could be. So if I can find a reason, I know other people can. So that's really what I want to say. Hopefully people can just check out the book and just really learn from it. It's a very raw book. It's rated R, a little bit of X, but it's real.
This is fantastic. It's When the Lights Go Out, from Survivor to Champion. David Rodriguez, we're looking at it on Amazon right now. It's got 55-star ratings. With your permission, we'd love to plug this book if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully you could read it, Dominic.
Yes.
Give it an honest review. I just tell people, I'm not asking for a good review. I just want an honest review.
That's
honest. If they even think it's half a star, just say it. That's fine.
It looks like you got a fantastic rating. Listen, your time, I can't thank you enough for it. This is something that David and I have been trying to do for the last probably 2 years. It never, it hasn't come through. So I appreciate you actually. I couldn't think of a greater reason to having you on now. This is the greatest time in history, and you're a very humble warrior, but man, you knocked us out today. You really did. And I have to thank you. I really wanted to.
Thanks, Dominic.
So
I really appreciate that.
Absolutely. We'd love to get you back on whenever you want to talk about something. I'd love to have you back on talking about faith. I'd love to have you talking about boxing, everything, because I love that kind of stuff. And, but man, just thank you. Thank you so damn much for today.
You got it, Dominic. Thank you for having me on. Seriously.
All right. Have a great day. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, brother. Thank you.
That to me, guys, I can't express that enough, how important that is to have somebody who is acknowledgement of their sins. And yeah, we're all pieces of shit. It is what it is. We're dirty, we're filthy, but here you have a man he has nothing to gain from this. Now, I'll gladly promote his book. I'll gladly, when the lights go out, go buy his book. Holy crap, if you're not buying it right now, you're dead to me. When the lights go out, go to Amazon, go buy David Rodriguez's book, When the Lights Go Out. And I'm blown away. This is leadership that I crave, a parallel alignment on a mission. And the mission is, we know that we're not getting off this mud ball alive. We're all going to die. It's all going to be a miserable experience, but we're all going to be just really enjoying paradise together. But while your time here, what David did, in my opinion, is the epitome of what all of us Christians talk about, testimony and testifying, and what I can't stand as far as Christians go, because I've lived my life in the Catholic Church and I've lived my life with Christianity, is you get people who come up, oh, those are great tattoos. Do you know you're going to go to hell for getting your body tattooed? Oh, thank you very much. Do you have Jesus in your life? Do you have Jesus in your life? Those are my favorite people. David did exactly what winds up pulling me in to other men with faith. He put out his opinion on his video, 10 minutes long, did not say once, you guys need to get right with Jesus or you're going to go to hell. He never said anything other than what his views were, how he felt, his opinions, and let you decide. And to talk openly about the personal hell you go through, it's the difference between sales and marketing. Sales is me giving you a pen and shoving it in your face and saying, buy this pen, it will change your life. It's going to get you laid. It's going to get you millions of dollars. It's going to be great. Versus me sitting back and being the best version of me that I can be. And somebody coming up to me and saying, you know, I see your content. I see how you talk. I see what you're talking about. What makes you tick? And I go, oh, this pen. This pen has really done wonders for me. Oh, can you tell me more about it? That's what David did. David sat there and he talked about how Christ has absolutely, fundamentally been the center of his world. And I'm going to tell you, if you don't think Christ had something to do with his, 37, 39 knockouts, you're out of your mind. You're out of your mind. If you don't think that, here's David, who has been able to defeat some of the toughest men in the ring. You don't think that Christ had something to do with having him being able to defeat some of the toughest times in his life? Blows me away. Blows me away. And not once did he do. I had to pull it out. Hey, can you talk about your faith? Can you talk? He's not on here talking about worship Jesus. You're going to hell. Listen, he's humble. But what he did today was more powerful than I think he even realized. And it was like a jolt. It was a jolt to my system. And personally, I can't thank him enough for it. My God, that was awesome.